In today's video, we're going to be deep diving into every confirmed vehicle from Trailer 1, Trailer 2 and all the vehicles shown in the official artworks on Rockstar's game website. These vehicles are going to be compared to their real life counterparts so you can get a better idea of how they might look in real life, and let me tell you, when doing this video I was really blown away. These are some of the most insane looking vehicles we've ever seen in a GTA game. These vehicles are going to sound crazy in game because you already know Rockstar's sound design is going to be crazy, and honestly, with a $2 billion game budget, it better be. Speaking of cars that sound amazing, I recently ran a poll on my channel asking which car you're most excited to drive in GTA 6, and most of you voted for the Lamborghini Aventador, one of the fastest and most iconic supercars out there, and honestly, I don't blame you, I would have picked that too. Just imagine it, you're flying down Vice City's highway in Aventador, and that V12 roar echoes under the bridge. That sound still plays in my dreams. Also, huge thanks to GTA Forums and GTA Base for helping to make this video happen. If you want to check out the full updated list of vehicles that I didn't mention in this video, then the links will be down in the description. Without further ado, let's start with the confirmed vehicles in Trailer 1. So, the first scene of the Trailer 1 shows us a lot of vehicles on a busy dual carriageway or a divided highway if you're in the US. Right away, we can spot the Baller ST, which is clearly based on the Range Rover Sport SVR. Just below it, there's the Dominator. This is Rockstar take on a 5th gen Ford Mustang. Below that, in the other carriageway, we've got the Bobcat XL, inspired by the 4th gen Chevy Silverado. And check this out, it's towing a Shih Tzu Sun Trap, a boat inspired by the Glaston MX 185. This is such a cool detail that Rockstar Games put at the start of the trailer. Next to all of that, we have the flatbed cargo truck with a ramp, and right beside it, a Phantom Custom hauling what looks like a beer trailer. I'm pretty sure it has a Pisswasser logo on it, which is used on all GTA 5 beers as well. Right above that, there's a tour bus, which looks like it's based on the Chevrolet Express G4 500. In real life, this is actually where people get on it to go somewhere, so Rockstar is probably teasing a new public transport feature in GTA 6. On the right, we can spot a speedo van, and just behind it we have the bus, which almost looks identical to the Miami-Dade County Metro bus, which fits in the Vice City vibe. There's also a new sedan here, and is based on the 10th gen Chevy Impala. Behind that, we can see the Ford Transit style van, which is a classic GTA utility car. On the opposite side of the road, we have the Stratum, which looks like the Honda Accord station wagon, followed by a flatbed F-Series truck, and at the end, we have a new cargo truck, which can be possibly used for missions or smuggling drugs, something that we have seen before in GTA 5. In the next scene, Rockstar shows us a beautiful aerial view of Vice City and its beaches. The first thing you'll notice when going back a few frames is a catamaran yacht, which looks like the smaller version of the one we had back in GTA 5. However, this one seems to be based on the Horizon PC60. If you skip a few frames forward, you can spot a speedboat heading straight towards the yacht, and it looks like an upgraded version of the Lampadati Toro. Now, looking directly at the beach, we can see two Blazer lifeguards roaming along the sand, and there's also a nearby lifeguard truck, which we actually get a better look in another shot later on. You can also spot the Italy GTO, which is based on the Ferrari 812 Superfast, and honestly, this thing is going to sound incredible in game, probably competing with the Lamborghini Aventador which we showed in the intro. Then, just further up, there's a taxi which is based on the Ford Crown Victoria. These are probably going to work the same way as GTA 5, like doing jobs or a method of transportation. In the distance, you can make out even more cars driving along the beachside roads, but it's pretty hard to identify what exactly they are from this angle. However, if you look back in the sky, you'll notice a few things flying around, which is a Maverick helicopter and the iconic Dodo plane, which is carrying a banner that says, "Why 69 when you can be mine?" This is a Rockstar joke, and if you didn't notice that before, now you do. Up next, we got two people riding what looks like a small vehicle over the water. After taking a closer look, it turns out to be an airboat, something you'd actually see in the Florida Everglades, which actually lines up perfectly with the Grass Rivers area on the particular GTA 6 map. In this scene, Rockstar shows us a full view of the beach, and right off the bat we can see the lifeguard truck that we mentioned earlier. This truck looks to be based on a Ford Explorer Sport Track. Out on the water we can see two jet skis. The red one is a Sea Shark and the yellow one appears to be a newer model which is based on the Yamaha Wave Runner FX Cruiser. As we zoom back out, we can see three air vehicles flying above Vice City. There's a Buckingham Super Velito, which is based on the Eurocopter EC145, along with a Nimbus and Sea Sparrow, which of course allows you to land on water. Yeah, we have four boats racing each other. At the front we have the insane looking powerboat, which seems to be based on a Cigarette 515. The boat on the right is a catamaran powerboat and it's based on the Skater 388. The boat on the left is a PMP Design G50 and there's another boat at the back. However, it's really hard to identify, so we can't name this one just yet. At the back there's also a large cargo ship and it looks like this in the picture, which is based on the HMM Algeciras. In the scene we can see Lucia standing on top of her car and it looks like she's dancing for unknown reason. However, the car Lucia is on is a Bacassi Zoroso, which is based on the Italy designed Zolono Durotto, which is an absolute stunning car that came from Italy. In the next lane we can spot the Gratifuria, another supercar making its return in GTA 6, and right in front of us we can see a new pickup truck, which will get a better look later in the trailer. We also see the Carbion Azar, a classic from GTA 5, often seeing it through wealthier parts of Los Santos. This is honestly my second favourite scene from trailer 1. The first vehicle that we spot is the PMP 700, which is based on the Chrysler 300. This is actually a variant of a GTA 4 classic, so it looks like Rockstar is bringing this back for GTA 6. Right next to it, we got the Buccaneer Custom, which is inspired by the lower modifier Buick Rivera. Moving on, there's a Tulium M100 Donk, a brand new arrival in GTA 6, and it is based on a 4th gen Chevy Malibu Donk. If we go back a bit, we can see a new Donk variant of the modified Stainer, which is based on a 2nd gen Ford Crown Victoria Donk. Behind that sits an upgrade Sovereign, which seems to take inspiration from the Harley Davidson Road King. And the community over at GTA forums even spotted a hidden Vapid Slam van, right where the arrow is pointing. On the main road we got an absolute beast, the Granger 3600 XL, and it is based on the 11th gen Chevrolet Suburban. On the pathways you can see the Enus Jubilee, which is based on the Rolls-Royce Cullinan, adding that luxury touch. Just behind it we have the Carbon S. However, this time it is rocking a new custom livery. On the opposite side of the road there's a blue Primo Custom. As we move a few frames ahead, the Chino Custom is seen and it is based on the 4th gen Lincoln Continental. Further down, we catch a glimpse of the Omnis E-GT, which mirrors the Audi e-tron GT in real life. And right next to it, there is a brand new car which is based on the Audi RS7, a stunning car if you ever seen one in real life. When we zoom back out, we spot a police maverick roaming around the sky. In this scene, if you look closely behind the two people shaking hands, you can see what looks like the Albany Emperor, which is based on the Cadillac Fleetwood. We also see the same PMP 700 from the earlier scene, but this time it has a really bright orange rather than a dark green. Additionally, in this beautiful aerial shot we can get a wider look on the coastline, and on the left side we can see several yachts that are near the shore. However, it is really hard to identify them. But on the right side of the sea we can see what looks like a mega yacht, which is very similar to the Galaxy Super Yacht from GTA 5. Moving over to the road we can spot the Bravado Banshee alongside a cargo truck we saw earlier on the Dual Cowdray. In the parking lot to the left there's a Yuga Classic, and right next to it we have the Bobcat XL. A little further up in the other parking lot we can see the Bison and a new van which looks like it's based on a 4th generation Ford Transit, which is the same one we saw from the highway scene. On the right side of the parking lot there are a few SUVs and trucks, including a Bowler STD and a new SUV that seems to be inspired by the Ford Explorer. There is also another SUV which resembles the 6th generation Ford Explorer, and if you look closely at the top of the shot there's what appears to be a new sports car. However, it is hard to make out exactly what it is, but it could be based on a Ferrari California. Now this scene is hands down my favourite scene from all of GTA 6 Trailer 1. The first car that immediately grabs your attention is the light blue Comet S2 Cabrio, and it's based on the Porsche 992 Cabriolet. Right next to it we got a Cheetah Classic, and just in front of that sits the Carbon Azar. Moving onto the main road we can spot the Gauntlet Hellfire, and it's based on a 2017 Dodge Challenger. And if you look closely there's a glimpse of a new car, and based on the rear design it seems to take inspiration from the Chevrolet Sonic. Next to that there's this beautiful midnight green supercar which is definitely based on a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. Behind it we got the Shaft V12 and it's based on a Mercedes-Benz E63 AMG, and to the left we got an Ocelot Jugular which takes its designs from the Jaguar XE SV Project 8. Next to the Jugular we actually see a returning classic from the old Vice City games, the Oceanic, which is based on the Oldsmobile Super 88 convertible. Behind it there is what looks like a Furia and it's based on a Pininfarina Battista. To the right of that we can see the Dominator GTX and it's based on a 6th generation Ford Mustang. Closer to the camera in the next lane we got the Tailgater which is based on a 3rd gen Audi A6. This car gives Jason Bourne vibes. Just below that there are two bikes. The black one is a Carbon RS based on the Ducati 1199 and the other one is harder to identify, but if you had to take an educational guess it could be the Double T inspired by the Honda CBR 1000. And forward of them we have the Coquette D10 which is based on a Chevrolet C8. Next to that we have an absolute beast, the Landstalker XL which is based on the Lincoln Navigator. Towards the back we can see the rear of a red car which looks like the Infernus Classic along with a Wright Granger 3600 LX. In this scene there is heavy traffic with many cars visible on the bridge, however it is really difficult to distinguish all the vehicles clearly. Flying nearby at the boat is a dodo plane and in the distance a blimp can be seen which is used as a drug smuggler detector. The blimp is based on a Goodyear Aerospace GZ20. Looking towards the seat on the left there's a new looking cargo boat containing barges or containers. These boats appear to be drivable and we may see them using GTA 6 future missions. Closer to the bridge it looks like there is a police boat, although this might not be certain. On the opposite side of the bridge we can see a Nagasaki dinghy near the shore and it's based on a rigid hulled inflatable boat. Further to the right the same catamaran yacht from the intro of trailer 1 is seen here. In this drift scene of two cars we can see the Vapid Stainer at the centre of it which is based on a Ford Crown Victoria. To the left of it is a Gauntlet Hellfire and further left there are two LG Retro Customs which is based on a Nissan Skyline R32 GTR. Behind them sits a Penumbra which shows inspiration from the 4th generation Mitsubishi Eclipse. Below this area we can spot a Buffalo and it is based on a 6th generation Dodge Charger. Next to it appears to be a green Sultan which to its left stands a Tailgater. On the right side we can see a Dominator ASP which is based after the Mustang SVT Cobra R. Above it appears to be a newer looking sedan inspired by the Chevrolet Impala, a car we already seen in the trailer. Nearby there is another Hellfire but this one is Midnight Purple. To the right of the scene the Cypher makes an appearance and it is based on a BMW M2 and next to it is another Dominator ASP. We can also spot the Chino and behind all these vehicles we can see a Buccaneer and an Albany Alpha due to its body shape. At the very top of the scene a purple Gauntlet Classic can be seen and it is based on a 1st generation Dodge Challenger and next to it is a Carbonazar. Behind them sits what appears to be a Gauntlet Classic Sultan and next to that we can see the Growler which is based on a Porsche 718 Cayman. At the bottom of the frame there is a low body sports car, however its exact name and real life counterpart is unclear due to its limited visibility. At the very start of this scene we can see a heavy duty vehicle which appears to be based on a Ram 3500. In the background where a person is filling up their vehicle there's another car that seems to be based on a 5th generation Buick Skylark. In the left corner, the side of the Buffalo police cruiser is visible and it is based on a 6th generation Dodge Charger police car. Towards the end of the scene we spot another large vehicle, the Sand King XL which is based on a Ford 250 Super Duty. Here we have a new step-up truck which is based on a Silverado K1500. This part is also one of my favourites because it highlights GTA 6's realism. In the middle we can see the Sand King XL, the same one that appeared in the gas station scene. In the distance there is a Carrera 4x4 which is based on a Ford F-150 Raptor. Next to it sits another new off-road beast which is inspired by the Chevy Colorado. In front of these vehicles an ATV can be spotted and it seems to be based on the Dinker's Verus. On the right hand side there's a green Nagasaki Outlaw and it is based on a Can-Am Maverick X3, and right behind it a few visible pixels suggest that this is a Strider. Further in the shot we can see a monster truck which appears to be based on the Ford F-Series monster truck. The same monster truck can also be seen in a few frames back and nearby there are two monster trucks in view. Behind them we can see a swamp buggy which is perfectly suited for this muddy environment since it easily can travel through deep mud and water. In the background a monster truck can be seen flying off what looks like a ramp, hinting at what could be the new monster truck activity or event in GTA 6. In the background of this scene we can see a new car which appears to be based on a Mercury Cougar Eliminator. In this scene, there are two police vehicles that are featuring a custom sheriff livery. The first one is a Stainer Elite Cruiser, which is based on a second generation Ford Crown Victoria. Behind it, there's a new police SUV, and this is based on the 6th generation Ford Explorer. And when we go back, we can see the interior of the car that Jason and Lucia are sitting in. Based on the dashboard and interior design, the vehicle appears to be based on the Chevrolet C-Series truck. Moving on to this scene, we can spot several vehicles. First, we can see a van, which is the Rumpo. Behind it, there appears to be a new car, which is based on a Volkswagen Golf Mark 7 or Mark 8. In the middle of the scene, there is an upside down vehicle, which thanks to the GTA forums community, it has been identified as the 2nd gen Ford Explorer. Next to it, we can see the Bravado Gauntlet Interceptor, which is based on the Dodge Challenger. As you can see, there are two of them in this scene. On the right side, we can spot the Imponti Phoenix, which is based on a Pontiac Firebird, and in front of it the Joe built rubble can be seen. On the opposite side there is another car, and it appears to be the upgraded version of the Carrying Tudor, which itself is based on a Mercedes-Benz W211 E-Class. This scene shows a variety of bikes and off-road vehicles. The most notable thing is the Maybach Sanchez, which is based on the Yamaha YZ450F. We also spotted a Nagasaki Blazer quad bike. These bikes and quads will play an important role in the next scene. In this scene, we see the same bikes from the previous scene. However, this time we also spotted a Carrying Intruder. In front of it, it is a van that appears to be based on a Chrysler Town and Country minivan. In the opposite lane, we see the Bravado Banshee, which is based after the 2nd generation Dodge Viper. Ahead of it is a new pickup truck, the same one we saw earlier on the highway scene where Lucia was standing on top of the vehicle. This truck seems to be based on a 2nd generation Dodge Ram. In front of that, we spot the Carrying Futo, and it is based on a Toyota Corolla AE's 8611. Near the center of the frame, we see two police cars. The one on the left is the Buffalo STX, based on the Dodge Charger, while the one on the right is the Vapid Police Interceptor, which is based on the Ford Taurus. Below them, there's an updated Comet Retro Custom, and it is based on the RWB Porsche 964 Turbo. We also see a new truck, which the community has identified as the 1st generation Dodge Dakota convertible. Here we can identify 5 cars. The first is the Tulip, and it is based on a Chevrolet Malibu sedan. In the background we can see the updated Dubster, which is based on a Mercedes-AMG G63. On the right there is a new SUV which closely resembles the Audi Q7. Next to it is the Helion, which is based on a Nissan Patrol, and there is a new pickup truck, which could be the flatbed swapped Ford F-Series. This scene comes from the end of trailer 1. We can see the side interior of the Tulip, and next to it is a new step-side pickup which is based on a Silverado K1500. That wraps up all confirmed vehicles from trailer 1, and let me tell you, there were at least 150 vehicles in that trailer. Now let's move on to the confirmed vehicles from trailer 2. Here we can see the updated version of the Carrara 4x4, which is based on a real life Ford 150 Raptor. When the camera shifts to Jason, we spot another vehicle in the distance, which is the Landstalker XL, inspired by the 4th generation Lincoln Navigator. Right next to the Carrara, there's an older classic car based on the Cadillac Eldorado, which is obvious because it has the same rear design. We also see the Vapid Credo, which is based on the 5th generation Mercury Cougar. And in this scene, we can see the Maybach Supernumbra, which is based on the 4th generation Mitsubishi Eclipse. In this scene, we can see a diverse range of cars on the highway. Starting with this, we have the Rancher pickup right in front of us, which is based on a real-life Chevy Suburban. Next to it, there's a Bravado Bison, which is inspired by the Dodge Ram Heavy Duty. Just ahead of that, we can spot the Inferno Coquette, which clearly is based on a Corvette C7. In front of the Coquette, there's a Granger, and it is based on the Chevrolet Suburban. When we go back a few frames, we can see people working around an emergency service vehicle, which remains unidentifiable for now. We can also see a lot of police vehicles in this scene. The first one that we encounter is a Vapid Police Interceptor, which is based on a Ford Taurus Police Interceptor. Moving forward, we can spot the Ghost Police Cruiser, also known as a Stainer Lee, which takes inspiration from the Ford Crown Victoria. In this scene, it looks like Jason has bailed out Lucia, and in the distance, we can spot the same Vapid Credo from the intro of trailer 2. This car seems to be Jason's main car throughout GTA 6's story mode, just like how Franklin had the Bravado Buffalo S as his signature vehicle in GTA 5. Here we have a boat known as the Alumacraft Fisherman. When the camera pans to the opposite side, we can see several people riding jet skis. However, we can't identify the exact models of the jet skis. To the left of that, there appears to be a yacht, though this one is currently unknown and can't be identified. However, in this scene we can see people loading supplies in what appears to be the Dodo seaplane. As the camera moves forward to the stairs of the plane, a boat comes into view in the background, which is the Shih Tzu Squallow, and it is inspired by the Chris Craft Stinger 390X. At this point we can see a helicopter that appears to be based on the real life Miami-Dade police helicopter. Next up we can see stuff that includes transportation elements in GTA 6. Behind this lady we can see a convertible that looks like a sports car. However, it is hard to pinpoint exactly what this is. In the background we can spot two transportation systems. The first one is the shuttle bus, and above it we can see the Metro Mule. The Metro Mule is going to be a very important transportation system, as it will likely be a fast travel option, allowing people to move between Fire City, Florida Keys and other areas. In this scene we can see Jason fighting someone and shoving them into a car. In the background there is a new vehicle, and we can't base it off anything in real life. The car to the left of the two people looks like the Albany Virgo, although it's hard to say for sure. Here we can see the action packed scene of the police cars being blown up. In the middle is the Buffalo STX police variant. On the right is the Brute Police Riot, which is based on the Lancobia. On the left is the Ford Explorer police variant. In this scene we can see a plane, and based on the wheel and design, it appears to be the military cargo plane in GTA 5. This is my favourite scene from the entirety of trailer 2. In the front we can spot the Benefactor sedan, which seems to be based on the Mercedes AMG C63 W205. Behind it we can see the same Picassi car from the first trailer, which is based on the Lamborghini Aventador SV. Behind that we have the 6th generation Ford Explorer. Here we have the Bravado Banshee, which is based on the 5th generation Dodge Viper. Behind that we can see the Growler, which is based on a Porsche 718 Cayman. Moving forward we can see the Emperor Vector, which is based on a Lexus RCF. Behind the Growler we can see the Imponti Phoenix, which is based on the 2nd generation Pontiac Firebird. Behind this we also see a new car, which is based on the Audi A5 sedan, and behind that we also see the Enos Windsor, which is based on a Rolls-Royce Wraith. Here we can see a Buzzard attack chopper, which is based on the real life MD helicopter's AH-6 Little Bird. In front of it we see the airboat, and it is based after the real life Panther airboat. In this scene we see a person riding a sea shark, and it is based on the Sea-Doo RTX. Behind it is a new boat, which is the Azimuth Atlantic 45. We can also see another new boat, which is the Chaparro Premier. Next up we have the LCC Avarus, and it is based on a Generica mostly naked chopper. Behind it we can see a Dodo seaplane, and it is based on a de Havilland Canada DHC2 Beaver. Here we have a Picassi Tempesta, which is based on a Lamborghini Huracan. This scene shows a person shooting from a boat at a helicopter. The boat is based on a Riva Mare, while the helicopter is a Police Maverick and is based after the Eurocopter AS350B. In this shot, the first vehicle we can see is a Sanchez, which is based after the Yamaha YZ450F. Moving forward, there's a Pfister Astron, which takes inspiration from the Porsche Macan, and just beyond that, you can spot what looks like a Buick Riata convertible. There's also a truck in the distance, but it isn't identifiable. This scene comes from the end of trailer 2. First we can see the Tulip, which is based on the Chevy Malibu sedan. Right next to it is the Intruder, inspired by the Mercedes-Benz W211 E-Class. As the camera zooms back out, we can also spot a Ford F-Series van, along with a new sedan that remains unidentified as well. So that's everything we spotted so far from trailer 1 and trailer 2. But Rockstar didn't leave us with that. On their official website, a bunch of new GTA 6 artworks actually reveal even more vehicles. So let's dive into those and see what other vehicles we can confirm. So the first artwork gives us a look at Jason casually sitting on his bike. The bike is the Principal Alvino V1, which is based on the Ducati Panigale V2 sport bike. In the next artwork, we can also spot Jason again, and if you look closely in the background, you'll notice the Invetro Coquette D10, and it is based on the Corvette C8. Moving on, the next artwork features a sleek private jet, which is the Shamal, and it is based on a real-life Learjet 45. Up next, we can spot a mobility scooter, and just to its left there's a classic cruiser which is based on a beach cruiser bike. Over on the right there's a brute rental shuttle bus, and it is based after the Chevrolet Express. Behind it sits the Declasse Impala SZ, which takes inspiration from the Chevrolet Impala SS. And finally, in front of the bicycle we can see the Declasse Yosemite 1500, which is based on the first generation Chevrolet Silverado. Here we can see a group of people armed with guns, and one of them is even standing on a dead crocodile. The vehicle they are on is the airboat, the same one we saw in trailer 1 and trailer 2. In this shot we can spot a new vehicle that appears to be a kayak. While its in-game name is still unknown, it closely resembles the real-life Pelican Mustang 100X. This could hint at a new water-based exploration feature in GTA 6, allowing people to navigate through rivers and swamps. Next up we see people standing on a vehicle, which seems to be based on a second generation Audi RS7. In this ocean shot we can see several boats cruising across the water. The closest one to the camera appears to be the Sunseeker 80, while to the left there's another small boat that looks like the Low Predator. Just behind it to the right we can spot what seems to be the Low Predator S23. As for the remaining boats in the distance, their exact models are currently unknown and can't be identified for now. Here we can first spot the Dodo plane flying over the water. In the distance there appears to be an oil truck, though it's not entirely confirmed. Just below the plane we can also see several people riding jet skis across the ocean. There are also more other vehicles, but it isn't really identifiable. We can also see a lineup of motorcycles here. The first one is the Western Sovereign, which is based on the Harley Davidson King. The rest of the motorcycles are unknown, but are likely connected to the vehicles used within the Motorcycle President Club. In the following artwork we see another bike. However, while its name remains unknown, it is estimated to be based on the BMW S1000RR. In this artwork we only see one vehicle, the Jeep Scrambler. Moving on, this artwork showcases a wide range of vehicles. To the front and center we have the Declasse Impala LX, inspired by the 6th generation Chevrolet Impala. To the right there is an unidentified motorcycle that appears to resemble the Ducati Panigale V2. On the left we can spot the Maybach Sanchez alongside with a few quad bikes. Just beside them there's a vehicle that almost looks like it's made out of paper. Not sure what Rockstar was going for here, and it's difficult to tell what car it's supposed to be. There is also a red vehicle which is the Buick Regal, and in the distance we can see the Declasse Viago ZX convertible, which is based on a Chevrolet Camaro Gen VI. Here we've got artwork set in the Mount Calaga National Park. Looking closely at the road we can spot an unknown day cab semi-truck. The other vehicles on the road, including the 2 SUVs, can't be clearly identified. In this artwork we see the Karen Intruder, which is based on the Infiniti Q45. Next to it is the Albany Emperor, which is based on the Cadillac Fleetwood. In the left corner we can spot what looks like a 2nd generation Ford Explorer. The car in the middle remains unidentified, but just above that we can see the Sand King XL, and next to that is the Declasse Walton L35. Here we have the Maybach Sanchez, and right behind it is the Maybach Manchester. In the left corner there's also an unknown ATV. For this artwork we have to zoom in quite a bit to get a clear look at the cars. First, there's a blue car that appears to be based on a 5th generation Toyota RA V4. Next to it we can spot a Lamborghini style car, though it's not clear so we don't know what exact model it is. In the middle of the road we can see the Fiesta Astron, which takes inspiration from the Porsche Macan. Zooming back out on the highway there's the Picasso Toros, which is based after the Lamborghini Urus. There are a few more vehicles visible in the distance, but they're really hard to identify from this shot. And that's going to wrap up today's breakdown. We have covered every confirmed vehicle from both GTA 6 trailers and all the official Rockstar artworks. If you enjoyed this deep dive and learned something new, make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more GTA 6 content, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next upload. Also, I've launched a new Discord server about GTA 6. If you want to join that, the link will be down in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Also, here are 2 more videos that might intrigue you.